Hello and welcome to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Charisma, and the show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every single Friday to help you mastermind to grow your real estate business. And what we're talking about today is investing time. So let's go to the board here real quick. Investing time. This is what we're going to be talking about today. And if you're trying to get ahead instead of just get by, you need to be thinking about time differently than most people. Most people do not have the right thoughts, the right thinking, the right alignment of their ideas as it relates to time. So we're going to be breaking that down today. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of the content we deliver on a weekly basis, here's what you've got to do. You've got to text the word success. SUCCESS. Text the word success to 813-333-2676. That's the word success to 813-333-2676. That will get you subscribed to our Success Center updates. That includes our episodes of State of Real Estate, Ask the Instructor, as well as any other helpful content and information that we can disseminate to you to help you grow your real estate business. There's no charge. We don't charge for this. Text messaging. I don't know if you pay for text messaging. I'm pretty sure everyone has unlimited text messaging. We actually have to pay to send these messages out, but it's worth it because we're on a mission here to help educate the entire planet as it relates to how to build a successful real estate business, and specifically as it relates to building that real estate business here in Florida. That's kind of what we're the specialist in. So we're going to be talking today about investing time, using your time, leveraging your time to build a brighter future for yourself. And we are live as well, so welcome into everyone tuning in live. Get the chats loaded up here for Facebook. If you're tuning in on Facebook, welcome in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button and the bell icon. If you're tuning in on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button, hit the bell icon. But again, best thing you can do to make sure you don't miss out any updates from Tampa School of Real Estate is text the word success to 813-333-2676. And that's going to get you, again, all the updates whenever it is we've got new content to help you grow your real estate business. So what questions do you have? Drop those in the chat as we go through this. If you know feel like you've been wasting your time and you want to make sure your time is setting you up for 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, maybe even just next year. Maybe next year you want to be in a position to be in more control of your time. You know, we're coming up on the end of the year here. So next year, maybe you want to be in better control of your time. We have a lot of people signing up for courses right now that are planning on making next year a completely different reality than what it is they've been living. So we've got a great show for you today. My name is John Charisma. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. You're watching State of Real Estate.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. How to grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate, brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. And we're not just in Tampa. We have students. Most of our students actually take our courses online because we only have a few physical locations, but we've had students from over 37 countries around the world. And the way that these students find us from all over the world is typically through the internet. So hello and welcome in to everyone tuning in online today. Again, whether you're on our Success Center, if you want to get subscribed to the Success Center, just text the word success to 813-333-2676 and that will get you subscribed. But let's talk about investing your time today. And let's talk about the flaw that most people encounter in their day-to-day life, because most Americans earn their living through a W-2 job. They're earning income through some sort of let's do this on the next page here so we could zoom in a little bit. So most Americans, and probably most people on this entire planet, make a living through W-2 wages. Now, what are W-2 wages? You might say, oh, that sounds familiar. I've got a W-2 before. I've done a W-2. I've done a W-4. Maybe you've done 1099 stuff before. That's something where maybe you've got more control to, and we'll talk about 1099 in a moment. But let's talk about W-2 and what that means to be a W-2 employee. So if you're earning W-2 wages, that means you're an employee. Which there's nothing wrong with being an employee. It's one of the most stable and maybe not always, but when it's not stable, it's perceived to be stable. I before E except after C. I think I did that right. So your employee, if you're an employee, or maybe you have employees, you taking an employee position or hiring employees, the people that are going into these employee roles, they're doing so for stability. And they're also doing it to be, and don't take offense to this, because in comparison to, for example, being 1099 versus W-2, I'm just going to say it's this. It's more hands-off. Now, what does that mean about being hands-off? Well, at the end of the day, let's say this isn't your business. Now, maybe you treat it as like your business, and it's really not too hands-off, because there are some really high-quality employee jobs out there that are, they're very hands-on, very involved in the business, especially if it's a smaller business. Again, there's that stability, or at least perceived stability. But here's one of the major reasons why a lot of people come to us wanting to leave this employee type of role here. Is often there's limited opportunity that doesn't match your potential. And that's what we call waste. When you have more capability, but you're not taking advantage of it, that's wasted resource. And so as an employer, you'd want your staff, your team, your employees to live up to their fullest potential. But the thing is, that company can't always offer you a position that matches your true potential. And so what that ends up happening for so many people is that there is limited opportunity. And because of the limited opportunity, that's where people fall into the more hands-off. Has anyone heard about silent quitting? Anybody heard about that, silent quitting? Anybody know what that is? That's a trend, I guess, with the kids or on TikTok or something along those lines. But crazy thing, because this silent quitting is essentially where you keep working at your job, but you phone it in. You do the bare minimum as much as possible to get away with doing as little as possible. And what that does is it actively destroys your organization as a company. And what it does as a person is it actively destroys your potential within you. So it's a lose-lose situation. It's bad for the organization, because obviously this isn't going to be a productive employee if they're just trying to do the bare minimum to just keep the paycheck. And that's also not good for the self-worth of that individual. Even if they think they could do better and they're entitled to better, if they stay in that role, it's slowly destroying them from the inside. And so this unmatched potential, this is a huge trigger for a lot of different things like depression or anxiety. Because when you have so much inside of you that you could do, but when your life is just so bleak and grim and flat. And look, there may be other things that give you joy out of life, but why not work? And work could give you joy in a lot of different ways. It could give you joy just by the sake of making a lot of money. There are certain people that that's all they care about, and that's okay. Now, keep in mind, in this day and age, you've got to provide a phenomenal experience to really maximize the amount of money it is you could earn, and that keeps the people that are just here for the money in check. But then for the people that are looking for something rewarding, something they could enjoy doing, something they could be in control of, something that could pay them to what matches their potential. Because we keep talking about this 1099 or independent contractor concept here. So with the W-2 employee, again, let's wrap this up, then we'll talk more about 1099. And with a real estate license, there are W-2 type of roles out there, from home developers to being an assistant for real estate agents to working in real estate offices to working in all different fields related to this. And if you have a license, you could actually even earn commission or some sort of bonus or whatever it is they want to call it, but you could legally earn that if you have a license. If you don't have a license, you're not allowed to earn any compensation based on real estate transactions in Florida. But again, there are employee type of roles for real estate licensees, if that's what you're interested in. Now, if you're tuning in here today because you want to make sure that, and so this is where this starts to not be as good of an opportunity. And you could look back historically on what, if you look historically about what employers used to do for benefits compared to what they do now for benefits, look at the companies that are like famous for benefits, and they're all benefits in the now. They're benefits that are in the now, about right now. And that's why things like pensions are basically extinct. And even if you do have a pension or a 401k or some sort of retirement account, if you have year upon year upon year compounding of your unused potential, it's not going to impress you when you become retirement age for that money that's there in retirement. If you could live up to your potential, that's where you start to realize money isn't the end all be all, because you'll have enough of it where you don't have to worry about it. Look, I still worry about it. I'm still chasing the not worrying about money. So believe me, it's something but the closer you get, the easier it is to weather financial storms, to be able to handle unexpected expenses that your family may incur, to be able to be in a good position for your future. So again, going back to the employee role here, this is where we start to lose the biggest benefits. And maybe you haven't silently quit your job and you're still there phoning it in, just doing the bare minimum. But if you're not excelling, like loving every minute of your day job, it's slowly destroying you. And look, I'm not going to lie and say that every day in real estate is going to be the best day ever. You'll have some bad days. Bad days are unavoidable. But here's the thing. There might be a lot bigger paycheck at the end of a bad day. So if you're going to have a bad day, would you rather have a bad day with the same amount of money as a great day? Or would you still maybe want to have a bad day and be able to earn a huge amount of money to make those bad days worth it? Because in these types of roles, you kind of have to just suck it up. You have to just suck it up and roll with the bad days. And this is where a lot of jobs can sometimes even turn into prisons, where it feels like, oh, I got to go serve my sentence to be able to just get by. And again, if you just focus on getting by, keep this in mind. Getting by will never get ahead. Getting by will never get you ahead. Getting by will do exactly that, and not for long. And if you need examples of why getting by won't get you by for long, Look at inflation. Look at gas prices. Look at the way the workforce is changing. Look at the way, and when I say the workforce changing, I mean automation. I mean technology. I mean being phased out of jobs. So if you focus just on getting by, that's where people get laid off. If there's an economic downturn and your company starts laying people off, are you a top performer that they're going to keep? And if you are you overpaid because they might not keep you then? And so if you're not constantly growing and expanding, you will never get yourself ahead. And so what do most people do? What do most people do in this employee type of role for their future? Well, the future for an employee to plan for the future, back in the day, it used to be pensions. But pensions, they're not really a thing anymore. Instead, you've got IRAs and 401ks and stock accounts. Maybe you invest in some crypto. All these little passive paper investments that you could do. But what is that really doing for your future? Is that going to make you Warren Buffett because you invested $500 in a 401k? No. Because you're not doing enough of that activity. Because investing, there's 4 different ways to earn income. 4 different ways to earn income. And this is really relevant to time. You could earn income as an employee. And as an employee, again, you have the stability, or at least perceived stability. It's more hands-off, so you're not running the show. It's easier to get a job. You know, you go out there, and if you could get through a couple interviews, maybe pass a drug test, you'll be able to get a job. I mean, that's the bar. You're able to sound good for 30 minutes maybe, pass a drug test, and maybe you've got some sort of qualifications or somebody that'll pick up the phone and say, yeah, you're a good person. So that it's a really low bar to get into some of these positions. And I know they make it seem like it's so difficult sometimes, but here's the secret. Tampa actually was just on a list of top 10 places to live. And one of the reasons why is our unemployment is only like 2%. So there's employers, there's jobs out there for everyone all over the country, all over the world looking for work. Come on down to Tampa. We're hiring here at the Tampa School of Real Estate. There's all kinds of hiring that's going on. It's a great place to be right now. But an employee type of job can only get you so far. Maybe that gets you some stability to get things going, but it's not meant to be a long-term solution. And that's why, again, people fall to investing and whatnot. But if you don't earn a lot of money as an employee, then, I mean, how are you going to have significant enough money in here to invest to where you really are, you know, having these significant amounts of money in the end? And even then, it's still percentage. So percentage-wise, what you could earn from an investment isn't going to be as high as what you could earn from your time. And so a lot of people, when they're transitioning from an employee, they'll then become a self-employed person. So let's use some non-real estate examples here of what that transition might look like of being an employee to being self-employed. So maybe somebody goes to school to be a dentist. So they go to school to go be a dentist, and they go do all their dental stuff, all their dental learnings. They go spend their decade in school, in higher education, and then they go, let's say, become an employee. They go work at some big dental practice, you know, because they just got started. They're looking for stability, or at least some perceived stability, because, you know, you tell people you got a job, all right, your life's together somewhat. You tell somebody you don't have a job, I mean, that takes some explaining sometimes. Whereas you say you got a job, oh yeah, you're stable, you're a normal person, you've got a job. And, you know, you don't have to worry about all the perils of starting your own dental practice because you know, they're already got that all handled there. They've got clientele. You just got to go in there and drill some cavities, do some root canals, all that type of stuff. But then what are the opportunities? I mean, what are you going to do? Sit around and wait for one of the dentists to die so you can move up in the world? Because there's so many roles like this where if you want to move up in some sort of organization, somebody literally has to die or retire. And that's another stat, if you pay attention to right now, the retirement age is being pushed up further and further. And it's not just because people are healthier later into their life, but also because they need to work, because the money that's in here isn't enough. Because of inflation, and despite what's going on now, inflation is always something that occurs that even normal inflation, this doesn't keep up with. So you're setting yourself up for failure by relying on things like this for your future. So let's say that dentist, they go to open their own dental practice now. You know, they work at the dental office for a while, but now they're ready to go out on their own. But if all they do is, if they're the only person there and they don't ever grow this into something bigger than themselves, they're still trading their time for money. Now, you may be paid a little bit more, but these are also the people that are taxed the highest. And so what you want to do is not necessarily be a self-employed person, and especially in this day and age with the technology that's available out there, what used to take a lot of manpower to be a business, let's just abbreviate this. So let's talk about real estate. Now, you might be an employee and you're realizing that job is not the best long-term investment for your future. Because let me ask you this question here. And this is another reason why getting by will never get you ahead. Which one of these items is more valuable? Time or money? Well, the thing about money, you take this dollar sign and you flip it on its side, it goes to infinity. There is infinite money in the world. There's infinite money on this planet. Anybody remember quantitative easing? If you're not quite sure what quantitative easing is, it's something that's going on. Well, about to be going on. Going on a lot of different other ways. And what quantitative easing essentially means is printing money to help shore up an economy that's on the rocks. And so they just make more of it. Just money printers, literally money. And look, here's the thing. They don't even print most of this money. It's just decimal points on a screen. But this over here, this is a finite number. Your time, there's only so many days we all have left. You literally count them in days. Yeah, you could probably count them in years as well. Maybe you could even count them in decades, but you could also count them in days. You could count them in the hours you have left. You could count them in the minutes you have left. You could count them in the seconds that you have left. And so what most people don't do is make wise investments of their time. They focus on money investments because you go to the store. I mean, you see this in movies. What happens when you can't pay the bill in a movie? Oh, you're back there washing dishes because then you got to trade your time. But no one's really doing that in the real world. You don't have money to buy something, then that's the problem, that you don't have money. But the reason why you might not have the money is because your time is not being well spent to earn the money. And that's why getting by will never get you ahead. So going back to being an employee, and so a lot of people, they try to skip right to here, to being an investor. This is from the Rich Dad Poor Dad Cash Flow Quadrant, if you want to read up more on this the 4 different ways to earn income. And an investor, that's all these things, because you only have so much time. And once you have enough money, you could start multiplying your money. Once you have enough money, you could start multiplying it. You could probably multiply what you have now, but how much can you multiply it through investments? You know, the multiplier you might be looking at with, I mean, there's basically zero multiplier for being an employee. We'll call it 1x because 0 would make it 0. So that's pretty much the lowest form of earning money. Maybe as a self-employed person, you're earning double the money that you could be, but maybe you've got more headaches. Running a business, it's literally infinite. You could earn infinite return on your money. because it allows you to leverage ideas, your time through others, through technology, through automations, through software, through processes, through systems, through different services, different companies that could be part of your business. There's lots of real estate agents that run a large real estate business, but they're actually the only realtor in their real estate business. And eventually, yes, you could become an investor. And rather than this garbage, and look, I'm not going to lie, I've got these other accounts as well, but that's not what I rely on for my future. I've got them to have them, to take advantage of whatever benefit I can get from them, but I treat that like a savings account. Just like a savings account like you might get from your bank. It's going to grow like, nothing really. Whereas when you're working in real estate, when you've got a business in real estate, and you can even build a real estate team, and that's how you even build an even bigger business. You could someday open your own real estate brokerage. And then you're able to leverage your time way more. This is how there's people like Richard Branson. Look at Richard Branson. He's probably the best example of somebody that can basically do whatever he wants. He lives on a private island. I'm not sure if he ever even leaves that island much. But yeah, you know his name. You know his brand, the Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile, Virgin whatever, Virgin this, Virgin that. You know probably the red and white. That's a great example of a true business and what a true business can actually give you. It could give you a life that, looks like it's out of a movie. It doesn't matter if you're the CEO of a company. You could be Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. You think Tim Cook's living on a private island, you have feet in the sand, going paragliding and whatnot? No, he's there focused on making iPhones, focused on making sure people make watches and computers and laptops and whatnot. So even, somebody that's that high level of a CEO, look at Jeff Bezos. He didn't want to be CEO of Amazon anymore. He wanted to be more like Richard Branson. Look at Elon Musk going out there to go buy Twitter. These are people that are embracing the idea of being a business rather than being somebody who's trading their time for money. This is where you're trading your time for money over here as an employee or as a self-employed person. So when you could leverage control, when you could leverage your time, when you could leverage debt, when you could leverage your connections and capitalize on those things to make money out of them. And again, you could start off very easily with this by getting a real estate license, working in it in a part-time basis while you keep your job, while you keep your stability that you've got. While you keep your paycheck, you could be working part-time in real estate, investing some of that little extra time that you have. And you might say, well, John, I want to spend the time on the weekends doing this or doing that or doing whatever it is you'd like to do. Do you want to be able to do those things more in the future? Because if you invest the time now to set your future up for success, to set your family up for success, to leave a legacy of people remembering your greatness rather than just averageness. The average concept, there's so many people that are status quo, that people might remember them as a great friend, as somebody who made a connection with them, but what did they do to impact the world? And look, you don't have to be out there figuring out how to get us into space or reinventing how we receive packages. It could be having a lifestyle, a work-life balance that allows you to earn income and then control your time to where you could have the time on your weekends, or you could take a week or 2 weeks off or a month off or anything like that, but you have to set yourself up. And it's not just going to happen to you. You have to invest the time. And so the one thing I'd recommend for you to do, if you don't do anything else, is text the word success to 813-333-2676, because that will subscribe you to our Success Center updates. We'll send you a text message whenever we go live for State of Real Estate or Ask the Instructor to get you information and knowledge about building a real estate business, of how to make money from real estate. We do this because we know this is a big transition. You might be in an employee role right now and, going into signing up for a class and all this other stuff, it could be overwhelming. So we want to get you some information to where you could feel comfortable with what it is you'll be doing, what a real estate agent does, how you earn money, and why you should be concerned with earning money in a way like this, as opposed to, just getting a paycheck and hoping for a raise, hoping for a bonus. Those are incremental differences, not exponential differences. That's what you need to look for. You need to look for multipliers, not additions. Having a real estate license allows you to multiply your income beyond your wildest dreams. And I know because I've seen so many people do it. People coming from nothing, people who didn't even graduate high school. Now, you do have to have a GED or high school equivalent diploma or anything like that. Homeschooling's okay, just something equivalent to high school diploma. But literally people that have dropped out of high school and then went to go complete those requirements that have gone on to have unreal success that they would never imagine they would have been able to do. And at the same time, we have people, not just people that have dropped out of high school, but people that are doctors, people that are lawyers, people that are burnt out in their day-to-day life, and they're looking for something better. They're looking for a better vehicle for success. And look, even if you're not necessarily practicing real estate directly, there's opportunities to earn referral income just from making connections. You need to be licensed, otherwise it's a third-degree felony. So make sure you get a license, but if you have an active license, you could earn a cut of the commission just for making a connection, literally anywhere that you make a referral in the world. You just have to have a license here in Florida, active with a broker, and then you just make a referral. They send the money back here to you get this huge, let's say there's a $10,000 commission. If you have a 25% referral fee, that's pretty typical. That's $2,500 for making a connection. And then you could earn maybe that whole $10,000 or $20,000, or there's commissions that are hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars sometimes. And you could be the agent actually doing that deal, earning the big bucks, or just the agent making the connection. And you don't need to join the boards or the realtors or all the extra expenses if you just want to earn referral fees. And that's a great way to get started. It's going to help get you more familiar with real estate. If you want to someday be a real estate investor, it's going to help expose you to new opportunities. And if you're actually out there practicing real estate, when you're trying to solicit listings, look at all these people that are advertising, "We'll buy your house cash," or "If we don't sell it, we'll buy it." There's so much opportunity out there. If you're an investor, this is a great way to get your foot in the door. Rather than spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on billboards, you could literally be in the living rooms of people wanting to sell their property, and some people that'll be more urgently needing to sell, which in that case, there may be a better fit for a investment opportunity purchase, a cash offer, as opposed to putting it on the market, allowing more time so that way it could get its full market value. There's so many opportunities. We're here to help you out with this. If you have questions, you can also call or text us anything at this phone number, but text the word SUCCESS to 813-333-2676. That'll get you subscribed to this, so at least you're getting these updates. But if you don't have a license, you're missing out on opportunities. You probably have opportunities right under your nose that you don't even realize yet. So if you have questions about getting started, taking the next steps, completing your renewal requirements, getting your broker license, this is the number. We've got an amazing team of professionals here at the Tampa School of Real Estate. Ask us any questions you want. We can help you in any way it is that we possibly can. We're excited to help people take these next steps in their lives. But if you don't reach out to us, there's not much we could do. So call this number, text this phone number, visit our website, text the word SUCCESS to this so you get subscribed to the updates. But other than that, it's about all the time we've got for today. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. If you guys like this episode today, let us know. Text that word SUCCESS so you get subscribed. Hit the thumbs up button if you're watching over on Facebook or YouTube. And we really appreciate everyone tuning in today. We'll be back next week on Wednesday for Ask the Instructor. It's about all the time we've got for today. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
All Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're gonna love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at passfirsttry.com. That's passfirsttry.com. Have you been thinking about getting your Florida real estate license? Look, the process is probably easier than you think. We break it down step by step, how much it's going to cost, what it is that you need to do to get your Florida real estate license. Find out all of that and more at licencefl.com. Again, that's licencefl.com. So you just got your real estate license. How can you jumpstart your real estate business? The number one thing you should do before you do anything else is post-licensing. Now look, this is already a requirement, so you're gonna have to do it anyways, but here's why you wanna do it early. The sooner you do post-licensing, the sooner you're gonna learn the real-world concepts in post-licensing that will help you create a business plan, that'll help you plan for your success in real estate. Post-licensing is all about real-world topics that are usable, that'll help you grow your real estate business. And at Tampa School of Real Estate, we have the best post-licensing courses around. Find out more about how post-licensing can help you jumpstart your real estate career. Go to postflorida.com. To get your real estate license, but have been struggling to find an instructor-led course that fits your schedule? I'm proud to introduce to you our on-demand instructor-led pre-licensing course. Now you do not have to make a course schedule fit around your schedule to take an instructor-led course. This course is designed to be 100% video-based instruction. And this video-based instruction, even though this is pre-recorded video, still gives you the opportunity to engage and interact with the information to ensure your understanding of important key concepts so you're prepared for your end of course exam and state exam. My name is John Carismo, and I'll be your instructor in this course. And I've been with the Tampa School of Real Estate for several years now and have helped personally thousands of people going through the licensing process. I'm excited to be your instructor throughout this course. Now, as you're going through the course, if you need help, we're just a click away. In the corner, you'll see a little yellow chat bubble where you can message our student support team, where you'll be able to get in touch with our team of licensed support professionals that have sales associate licenses, broker licenses, and instructor licenses as well. So you don't have just one instructor, you have a whole team of people from the Tampa School of Real Estate to help keep you on track, to help keep you in the important information, and to help keep you moving closer towards building your real estate career, getting it off the ground, and being able to go out there to join a broker, to activate your license, and start earning commissions. All of that is possible and so much more. But to get started, you need to enroll. So enroll today. Take advantage of the special offer we have on this on-demand pre-licensing course. You'll have instant access as soon as you enroll. You'll get an email with information to log into your course online so you get logged in and start completing your course today. You don't have to wait until the class starts. The class is already there waiting for you. So take action today and let's start building your real estate empire.
Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com. Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.